Martin, it is only the halfway point, but what were your initial thoughts from the performance tonight?
Well, it's a tough evening for us, obviously. 4-1 is, obviously on paper, looks pretty poor. We were masters of our own downfall in many aspects, really. We conceded some very poor goals. I always felt that at one each we were well and truly in the game, even at half-time, 2-1 down. And but it was a tough evening.
How tough was it for your goalkeeper tonight, Kasper Schmeichel?
Well, Kasper Schmeichel has made some great saves since I've been in at the football club. I know that there was a game against Feyenoord where we did brilliantly in him, but he pulls off a great save there. Otherwise, we may not even be playing tonight. So this is a collective. There's no doubt at all about it.
I did want to ask though, did you hear potentially any boos when he was sort of touching the ball?
Well, I didn't. If you tell me that's the case, I genuinely don't know.
So you're not worried about making a change or anything for the weekend in that area?
I will think about all sorts of things during the course of the game, but Kasper Schmeichel has done really well since I've arrived at the football club in the two spells.
Is this tie still salvageable from your point of view next week?
It's a tough ask. You're travelling over to a side who are fourth in the Bundesliga, who are very, very capable of winning this competition. And so they're a good side. And at some stage or another, Celtic will become a top quality European team. That's in the future. It'll be one of those things at some stage or another. But at this minute, our battles are elsewhere.
So you can't let this derail you from other competitions and things that you're fighting for this season?
Of course not. No, absolutely not. Our focus now is totally on Sunday.
And how do you envisage that you become that top team that you were just talking about in Europe?
Well, I'll tell you exactly. Right. Okay. First of all, it is very difficult for Scottish teams because there's no money in that sense. You're talking about Premier League teams, Bundesliga teams buying players for 40, 50 million and them not even playing, not even getting into the side. Players in the Premier League in the last couple of seasons have cost 75, 80 million pounds and are transferred for 40 million about 3 months later. So it's ridiculous. So so we have to try and compete with that at some stage or another. We have to compete with that. That's the difficulty of it. You're trying to get players in at low cost, really, because there's no money. Eventually, if the SPL belonged to the Premier League, I don't think we'd have a problem.
And I did just want to ask one more thing about the protest that happened.
My cynicism.
No, of course. About the protest at the beginning there. The game was stopped after 15 seconds for sort of 3 minutes. Does that help on a night like tonight when you're trying to create the atmosphere? And, do you understand?
Anybody who thinks that's a good idea needs their heads examining. There's no question about it. Needs their heads examining. First of all, it sends out the totally wrong message. We're playing against Stuttgart. The game is hard enough, and they're coming here. And the problem is that way back some years ago, this was an incredibly intimidating place to come to. Incredibly difficult. I've managed here where sides like Juventus were scared stiff of coming here, where top-class sides were scared stiff. That sort of thing does not help at all. There's been battles going on the stand, all sorts of things really, but that doesn't help, because what it does do, Stuttgart here, who might be, to come to this wonderful football club and then find out that there's a lot of infighting going on and things being thrown onto the pitch at the end of it all, doesn't make any great sense to me. It just...
Congratulations, 4-1 at the halfway point. How good did that feel from Stuttgart point of view?
Yes, obviously really, really good. It was as expected, a tough game. In some phases we were under pressure, but today we had something we didn't have in the previous games in the Europa League. It was efficiency. So we scored in the right moments, and that's why we now have a really good result.
Was it important to get that first goal as well, just to settle the atmosphere?
Of course. I think it was important, even if we received a goal afterwards, but then it was really important to make the second goal as well. So yes, when you have a stadium like that, atmosphere like that, it's important to score in the right moments.
El Khannouss getting a couple of goals tonight. How pleased are you for him?
Bilal. Bilal, yes, of course. Really, really good. Really important for for us as a team and for him individually. He's an offensive player. Goals are always good. So yeah, that's why really happy for him.
You're in a commanding position as you take this back home, but what do you expect from next week?
It's not over yet. I think the coach on the other side, he experienced a lot of things, and they won't give up. We should not expect this, and that's why we will prepare. We now have a game, also important game in the league, and then we will prepare for the next game. We want to go to the next round, and there should be no doubts about it when we have the right mindset, and that will be really important.
Bilal, congratulations! What a great night for Stuttgart. Was that just a game plan that went to plan?
Yeah, I think we started the game well. We put a lot of pressure. I think we managed well the game over the whole game, full 90-95 minutes. So I think it's a deserved win, but nothing is done yet. There is a second game at home.
There is, but you got the first goal tonight. Was that important to silence the atmosphere in the crowd?
Yeah, of course. We knew that it was a crazy atmosphere, hostile atmosphere at Celtic. So the most important was to stay calm and to help each other, and to take this atmosphere out of the stadium. I think we did that very well tonight, and we are happy with the win. But there's a second leg next week.
There is, but 2 goals for yourself tonight. Feel good?
Yeah, of course, very happy. My first 2 goals, I think, in my career. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. But like I said, next week, second leg, and I hope we'll finish the work next week.
Yeah, 4-1 up in the tie to take back home. What do you expect from next week's game?
Yeah, I think Celtic will play without. Yeah, they will go all in next week. They have nothing to lose, so I think it will be a tough game for us as well. But we play home, and with our fans behind us, we go again, and we'll give everything to win again.
Callum, from a Celtic point of view tonight, what happened out there?
I think they scored at good times, actually. I was just saying in there, I don't think it's a 4-1 game, and I think we actually look at the game back, we had some really good moments. The goals come at good times for them, and actually kills any momentum that we are getting in the game. I think the third goal is probably the one that kills us. We start the second half really well, and looking to get back level, and like I said, the third one kills us. But listen, we have to keep going, we have to keep fighting. So many big games, you know, that won't define the season in terms of what we're trying to do now. Big focus on Sunday, and then obviously when we go there next week, we have to try and claw some pride back.
How much of a tough night was that for Kasper Schmeichel?
Listen, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone is off nights, and you know, Kasper's been amazing since he's come to the club. Really big part of our success. Big player in the dressing room for us as well. So listen, he'll dust that down and go again. We're always the same. Everyone's all in together. We win as a team and we lose as a team. So you know, there's no blame in terms of any of the players looking at him, etc. He's made so many big saves for us, and like I said, he'll bounce back for sure.
You are a team that are renowned for last-minute goals of late. Did you feel energy levels at the end were still where they should have been?
Well, I think we nearly scored with the last kick of the ball, so yeah, I think so. I think the momentum of the game, like I said, it swung. We were on top, we then lose a goal, we then try and build momentum again, and I think even at the end, we 4-1 down, we still create a chance right at the last minute to try and pull it back. So yeah, listen, for sure it's a difficult night, and we'll have to lick our wins a little bit, but come Sunday we have to be ready to bounce back.
Yeah, as you already mentioned there, you can't let it derail anything else that is happening this season.
Yeah, because it's such an important sort of 4 months left in the season. These European nights are great to be involved, and it's when you win the league and you do well, then you get these European nights. So we have to remember that that's the bread and butter, and the domestic stuff is where we want to be. We want to be challenging, we want to be winning titles. So like I say, we have to dust ourselves down and go again.